We want you to stay weather aware with us overnight and Saturday as two waves of thunderstorms impact us in southeast Texas. So we have an ABC13 weather alert in effect. And I'm Chief Meteorologist Travis Herzog. Here's what you need to know. The first wave of storms we have high confidence in that it will arrive in the hours ahead of sunrise. Strong line of storms blowing in from the west. Severe winds, the most likely thing you'll encounter, along with the possibility of street flooding. And we cannot rule out brief isolated tornadoes. That main line looks to reach Houston sometime in the 4 or 5 o'clock hours, and then it'll push out of the city in an hour or two after the sun comes up. Make sure you turn on your weather alerts before you go to bed tonight, so in case you do go under one of those warnings while you're asleep, you can get the family into a safe location. The second wave of storms is a little more uncertain. Confidence is lower here. We believe the wave will start developing after 3 o'clock, initially as scattered supercell thunderstorms. Those are the kinds that rotate, and it can often produce tornadoes. But the details right now are harder to pin down because it depends upon how much storminess we get with that first wave, as it has all the ingredients to work with, and then we'll see what ingredients are left with to generate more storms when the next wave tries to develop in the late afternoon and evening hours. There is, yes, a risk of tornadoes, and on Saturday in that second wave, there will be a slightly greater risk to the south of Interstate 10. But that said, it's still only a 2 to 5% chance that you'll be near a tornado. So odds are you will not encounter one, but it's a possibility that you need to be aware of. Here is Future Track just after midnight when our flood watch kicks in, and you can see that line of storms entering southeast Texas. It's a pretty solid line that should get every square inch of southeast Texas wet, and that again rolls into Houston sometime around 4 a.m. This is the line of storms that most likely will produce some damaging wind gusts and pockets here and there, can also produce street flooding and again those brief tornadoes. But look, by 8 o'clock the main line is near the Texas-Louisiana border, and so there is going to be a lull in the middle of the day. You'll still be able to get in quite a few outdoor activities if you don't mind a wet ground. Then once we get into the afternoon, we start looking at what's happening to the north and west of Houston. The timing and placement of these storms still highly uncertain, but eventually whatever storms do pop up should form into another line that sweeps through in the evening, and there is a low risk again of damaging winds and tornadoes. Then on Sunday we start to clear out. The rain is long gone. We dry out, and that sets the stage for some nice weather going back to work and school next week. In terms of rain totals, a solid 1 to 3 inches comes in with the main line. The second wave could produce a few more, and so we could see some storm totals getting close to half a foot. It's hard to tell exactly how the rain will be distributed, but there is the possibility, again, you will encounter street flooding. Here's the rain chance through tomorrow. Notice it's 90% in the morning, then it drops down to 20% by the early afternoon, and then starts to come back up again once we get to the evening time frame. So again, the whole day is not a washout, but there are two waves of storms we are monitoring, and we want you to stay looped in and weather aware. So the highest chance of rain comes in overnight with the main line. We'll see what's left for the atmosphere to work with when the second line tries to develop. And then it's good stuff for the second half of the weekend. A low of 66, a high of 81. Monday, lots of sunshine, 62 in the morning, 84 in the afternoon. And then our season-changing fall front arrives on Tuesday with a 20% chance of rain. So this is not a big rainmaker, but it's a big cool down. We may get 1 or 2 afternoons with highs in the 60s. And by Halloween morning, we could dip down into the upper 40s. We haven't had highs in the 60s and lows in the 40s since the first week of April. Make sure you stay weather aware with our weather team. We'll be fully staffed through the night and through the day on Saturday, covering those storms as needed. We are here to serve you. We do need the rain, and we hope that they don't cause any mischief as the storms blow on through. I do hope you enjoy your weekend ahead, and we'll keep watching the weather for you.